Bang, bang. Whoops, looked like Serbia shot the only heir to the Austrian throne. And this makes Austria really mad. So what do? They get really petty, and they put together an impossible situation to make an excuse to go to war. And it works. It works so well that the entire world freaks out and spends the next month, which just happens to be July, declaring war on each other. And there's war and blood and even more war. So Austria starts off by declaring war on Serbia, and then Russia's like, no, you can't do that, Serbia's my bro, and declares war on Austria. And then Germany gets pissed and declares war on Russia. But guess what? Russia and France are secret buddies, and France goes to help out the fam. But then Britain feels left out and's like, oh yeah, I'm totally part of this too, LOL. And just like that, the whole world starts trying to kill each other for like 4 years, and everything is great. So now that everyone in the world is trying to kill each other, they also have cool new weapons to do it with, like zeppelins and toxic gas and machine guns and tanks. It's awesome. And so then they're like, why not poison each other with uncontrollable gas? Or mass shoot men thousands at a time? Or, advance through trenches with a huge mobile tank. So what are trenches? Well, they are the fancy holes in the ground that stretch all the way from the North Sea to the Swiss border. And they served as great state-of-the-art shelter from rain and from snow, from hail, and the occasional bullet storm from up above. And so, the war was pretty much a battle of attrition, because the winner was whoever could keep their soldiers alive and who had enough food and resources to do it. And that was a huge struggle. So after 4 years of lovely, delicious chaos, everyone realized that they made a mess of the world. And they decided to have a little get-together in France to talk out their issues. At this Treaty of Versailles, everyone gets pretty salty and blames Germany for the war. And Germany gets really upset. It's like, no, wait, guys, it's not my fault. Please don't blame me. And they're like, yeah, it is. It is your fault, so we're gonna have you pay all this money. You're not allowed to have a military. You can't have any weapons. So get used to it, because it was totally your fault. And that caused issues. Ding dong, time to talk about Russia. So backing up a little bit from 1918 to 1905, Russia was having a bit of an identity crisis. The Tsar had recently become king of the insecurity and decided that he needed to assert his dominance by picking on a smaller and weaker country, and therefore earn the love and respect of the Russian people. Haha, yeah, plot twist, Japan totally demolishes them and rips them to shreds. And the Russian people are really mad at the Tsar because not only are they embarrassed, but they are also hungry, like really hungry, and also the Tsar kind of, open fired on a bunch of innocent people, which, people do, totally normal, and this caused the 1905 revolution. So, the revolution of 1905 was actually kind of a big deal because the two major political parties that were created, the Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks. And these names totally make sense because in Russian, Bolshevik means majority and the Bolsheviks were the majority, and Menshevik means minority, and the Mensheviks were the minority. Yeah, total sense. Psych! No, the Mensheviks were actually the majority and the Bolsheviks were the minority. I guess the Bolsheviks just kind of liked being called the majority because they felt bad. I don't know, maybe there's another issue. But, to be completely honest, the Mensheviks didn't mind much because they were too busy imprisoning the Bolsheviks, totally humiliating them, and also taking over the government. That was another big thing. Taking over the government badly. And they kind of realized that they weren't very good at running the government, so not only did they let the Bolsheviks out of prison, but they also gave them guns. They gave their enemy guns, which is a great idea, because guess who their great leader was? Yeah, that's right. Peace, land, and bread boy. Lenin. The Mensheviks had no chance against our boy Lenin. Let's be real. He told people to follow them, and they did. He was a Bolshevik leader, and he talked about Marxism all the time. And he also kind of just walked into the Winter Palace and ask for the government, and so they kind of gave it to him, putting it simply. And he also killed all the kulaks, which was a big deal. Kind of morbid, but then he died. But before he died, he wrote a note to his government and was like, please don't pick this guy Stalin, he's problematic, please. And then the government was like, how about we do anyway? And they picked this guy Stalin, and guess what his favorite things are? Death and slaughter. So, good job, Russia. That kind of ruined your image.